That empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change.
Oh, the truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. That's a real statement. Whoa, very nice. Yo, and welcome back to another Honest Take. Today we're going to be reacting to Fake Woke by Tom MacDonald. I've been listening to Tom MacDonald for a long time. I haven't seen this music video, but I have heard the song because I'm a huge fan. I have been for a long time. Let's... Oh, this is your disclaimer. Tom MacDonald is extremely controversial. He says some insane stuff, both from the left, the right, atheist, agnostic. He just says crazy shit. So if you are prone to being offended, do not watch this and don't take your rage out on me. I am simply someone listening. Here we go.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun.
Yo, that's true, and that's a statistic a lot of people on the right don't want to hear. It's very, very easy to get a gun. And the only reason I know this is because I just bought a house and I'm concerned about security and, the people I love. It is way too easy. Let's just leave it at that.
Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves, they
Whew, lot to unpack, but let's rewind for a second, re-listen to those bars.
But the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white...
I'm gonna attack the cancel culture thing because I think cancel culture is the result of something else. And I think cancel culture is the result of a country not listening to their civilians. So the only way civilians now can be heard is just to throw insane temper tantrums and just attack and character destroy everyone. If the system may be balanced more towards it being fair, because let's be honest, it's not. It's all about who you know. It's all about leveraging debt to make money and capitalize off of paying people less so you can pocket more. It's corrupt, man. It's not good. But I think the cancel culture specifically is the deep-seated rage that people can't express about things not being fair.
And you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens. We think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame.
Well, isn't that the purest form of slavery? Thinking, allowing whatever you're trying to enslave and giving them the illusion that they are free. I mean, that to me, if I was in the Illuminati or in that club, that's the way to do it, man. Is you feed the animals or the pigs or whatever you want to call us just enough, and you entertain them just enough so they don't do anything, man. They don't rise up, they don't challenge authority, they don't see the invisible shackles just coming on and controlling every aspect of your life. I'm going to let this run through a little bit because there's so much to unpack of what he says.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
I think it's crazy how
It's amazing that he writes, produces, records, mixes, masters, and his girlfriend does all the cinematography. I mean, that is absolutely mind-blowing, because this looks like $1 million production. And not only that, it sounds like $1 million production. And maybe it is. I don't know his financial situation, but man, it's great to see independent artists blowing up like this. Regardless of what you do or don't believe, I mean, this is a good thing for society. Someone with a voice this powerful saying things that's outside the overall agenda and narrative.
People screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter, but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate.
Oh, true. I know so many reactors stop at this part, but there's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. Yeah, there is. You know, people should be able to feel safe in public, like they're not going to get screamed slurs. You know what I mean? Like it's the government jobs to essentially keep us safe in that regard. But like, if you willingly go into a conversation with someone that you know hates you for just some thing you can't change about yourself, that person who hates you should be allowed to say what he or she wants. That's freedom. But you also have the freedom to walk away. Like, you don't have to sit there and take it. And you also have the freedom to punch that fucker in the face. You know, like, let's be real about it. You know, this is America, or was America. Yeah, you're not forced to do anything. I mean, you're not supposed to be forced to do anything.
I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food and my family without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming deep on the police, y'all are genius for sure.
And that's only gotten worse. Places like Washington and Chicago and Ohio. I mean, I don't know if the news is telling me the truth anyway. I can't really believe anything these days. But from the statistics I've seen and the court rulings over there, it is not good. It's a mess. And I live somewhere that used to be just in the middle of nowhere, and all these people moving out of the cities. I mean, the rents are skyrocketing, home prices are skyrocketing, land is skyrocketing. I mean, prices of everything is going up because these people who live in big cities who make $200,000-$300,000 a year are moving in the cities where the average income was only $60,000 and $70,000. That's combined income. So I mean, we're getting screwed as locals, but you can definitely feel it. There's a shift going on in the demographics of America.
Funded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first. Segregation ended, that's a lie in itself. That was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves.
Oh, that's another great observation. Just using this woke narrative to move product, because they've realized that the masses are 100% programmable. So if they can just pair some kind of product with these narratives that go on, I mean, Bud Light just tried to do it with that person that I can't name. And yeah, that's a great observation.
So fake woke, facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke, same old safe zones. They so fake woke, facts don't care about your feelings.
We use violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase, but you and I cannot afford it. Our democracy is worthless. If a man has mental illness, call him crazy, say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill. When the side effects get you high, you get addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety, I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change.
Oh, the truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. That's a real statement. Whoa, very nice. It's the first time I'd heard that. That's a good line. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate.
amen to amen and women? How'd we let them make praying a microaggression? Instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning, we cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness. Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old, same songs. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Yeah, man. I know it's not the most positive song or the most positive message, but in my opinion, I think the cultural shift in America is happening. I'm seeing it a lot in comedy. It's a lot of young comics coming up that are just, they don't give a fuck. They're just saying whatever, joking around. I think not the older Gen Z, but I think the Gen Z that's like 15 and 16 years old right now, I think the skin's getting toughened up because they've seen the results of the millennials and the older Gen Z, and they're looking at it and they're just like, this is not working. And they're just picking and choosing what is working. And they're just kind of like, you do your thing over there. I'm going to do my thing over here. It's kind of like what America used to be. It's just like, you don't talk about it. A lot of Gen Z is like that. They don't care. They do their own thing. You tell them who they are and they're just like, oh, that's cool. I do this. And I think that's a much more healthy approach to life. While the millennials, we grew up through we're like the aftershocks of like that Billy Graham generation that's like all about mass saving and converting people and changing them to your belief. And I think that bled over into Gen Z and all of this societal and cultural pressure to be uniform, which is a mistake, because if we're all uniform, what's the point of even existing if we can't express who we truly are? Guys, if you like the reaction, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, if you like it, I love you. And if you don't, you can fuck off. Peace.